Hello, welcome back to the second match of this first look at Aether Revolt draft versus Grandpa's Finest. Well, I don't know if we're going to do so well against that, but we'll try. We don't have a good Revolt enabler, but I don't mind just running out a 2-2. And if something crazy happens next turn, we can shut it down with the Rebel. Okay, well that is something crazy. But yeah, I'm just going to go with the Renegade map and 9th Bridge Patrol. That gives us the Rebel next turn with the Revolt trigger. The other option that turn was to use Thopter Arrest to go after the Smasher, and that's just not a whole lot of value. Dakara Peafowl, yep. Sounds about right. Okay. So what do we do here? Gonna get a Swamp, why not? Play our Swamp and play the Vengeful Rebel, the most vengeful Rebel you can imagine. And then we can use Thopter Arrest later. I didn't want to try to be tricky there and attack and then kill the Peafowl after combat. So, yeah. Continue with this nonsense. That was a good draw to get the Renegade map there. That's our one easy way for cheap. Oh boy, this is a blue-red improvised deck. Huh. Daring Demolition. Hexproof on that thing. Going to be tough to deal with. All of our removal spells target. But the one way around that is to play Sky Swirl Harrier and just have a bunch of blockers back. So I'm just going to play that out, and then we can kill the Peafowl with any number of creatures. Yep, so they've kind of got 2 cards, but they could also sacrifice these to draw a card. So, yeah, they're up to 4, essentially. Better if they found an improvised spell so they could tap it before sacrificing it. More implements. I was really hoping this was a deck in Limited, kind of like an eggs deck. Just all these baubles and implements. So we have to discard a card here? That's annoying. Well, what card doesn't do anything? I guess the Infiltrator doesn't really do much for us. It's just another random creature. Blah. I'm going to play this out, though. And destroy creature or vehicle. I'm going to use Thopter Arrest here to deal with the Peafowl. And that lets us attack in. It also exiles an artifact. Okay. That's why it gave us the option of the implement. Now, they don't have to sack this as a sorcery. You have to be careful. Some of the implements can only be sacrificed as a sorcery, like the green one and the black one. But the others can be sacrificed anytime because they don't have an effect that is a combat trick or makes you discard a card. So that's good to know about. Let's draw a card off this. We need to find a combat trick or something to interact with this inventor. Oh boy. Another inventor? No, bunch of Thopters. Okay. But it's just a 2-2. And there's nothing here we need to demolish. If they want to start trading 2 damage for 3 damage, I'm fine with that race. But they'll also draw 2 cards with the implement, so that's kind of scary. Saheeli's Artistry. Alright. That's good. It does give us something to demolish. But they draw 4 cards. Card's still good. It was great in Kaladesh draft, and it's also powerful in this. Now I wonder, they might have that 1 mana spell to bounce our Harrier. More likely they're just holding it up for the implement, which they can do anytime. So it didn't really change much except the number of cards they have in their hand. So they're going to have 5 this next turn. And I'd be surprised if they didn't find a way to deal with the Harrier. Ooh, Efficient Construction. I really love our opponent's deck. I wish we were playing it. Welder Automaton. Fortunately, that doesn't do much here until they get another artifact out. Oh, I wonder why they did it that way. Maybe they like their last card. Oh, that's pretty good, I think. Yeah, we can't kill the Inventor. But we could kill something else. They're going to have 1,000,000 mana for the Welder Automaton, so that's doing 2 to us every turn. The Thopter could get annoying. So 5, 6, 7. We gained 7 off of this. They've got 1 card left. So if we're gaining 7, the race becomes much more in our favor. I'm just going to attack with the Harrier here. I really don't mind if they block with the Thopter. I think they're going to wait for more stuff to go for it. And I'm going to save the battle here. It's a little scary if they have counter magic, but a deck like this doesn't have that much room for counter magic. If they're playing, you know, just a lot of value creatures and all these implements. Okay, Gear Smasher. That means we can no longer, well, we have this one last turn to target Welder Automaton. Interesting. Well, I'm happy here to trade with the Maverick Thopterist. Makes our 9th Bridge Patrol a little bigger. It saves us some damage. So this is our last chance to kill the Automaton, so I'm going to do that. Hopefully it doesn't get countered. But now we're doing it for 8, so it gains us a little more life. And we should survive. No, they're just going to... Oh, okay, good. The 4 mana counterspell, there's a couple of those. Yeah. So opponent is at 5. Oh no, so they have a lot of Quicksmith triggers and another Thopter to help deal with our flyer, so they might leave their Thopters back now. Or maybe just 1 Thopter, because each turn they can sack it to do 2 damage to us. So, I don't know, we're at high life total, but they're kind of stabilizing. Again. What on earth is this thing? Improvise 7/5, attacks each turn if able. Oh no, the Inventor's attacking too? Well, they are trying to race us here. We can't attack through on the ground, so I'm going to try to block the most damage here without losing both our creatures. Decommission, that's pretty good. That's okay here. I'll attack with the Harrier. I don't really want to lose it, but I honestly think they're just going to block with 1 thing. Yeah. So they sack that. They don't have any cards in hand. The thing we really need to get rid of is this Barricade Breaker. So Well, nothing left our board this turn, so I'm just going to wait till their turn. Okay, so let's try this first. We might lose two from the Gear Smasher, but that's fine with me. No, that thing's just going to die. Then we take 6 and hope to draw something good. Alley Evasion. Well, can't really attack here. They just do 2 damage to us. Now they're going to do that anyway. Yeah, looks like... Oh boy. Yeah, that's the game. They just tap down our Harrier, and this doesn't save us from that. So that was fun. Is there any way we can fight that? What can we do to fight this nonsense? The red is okay, but it still doesn't deal with some of the stuff, and the tampering is worse against, or not against, but it's worse when we have a lot of flyers. So, I don't know, maybe Conviction is good, because it makes our creatures, like, battle our opponent's creatures a little more easily. Fourth Bridge Prowler. It's pretty fine. Yeah, you know, I'll take out Audacious Infiltrator and put in Conviction and see how that works. Alright, this hand, not incredible, but it does have lands and stuff to do with them. Solid creature and solid removal spell. And the implements begin. So one path to victory now is with this Untethered Express. If it goes unanswered, well, obviously that's very good. When your bomb doesn't get answered. Hope they don't get their Thopter Array into play too early here. I'm going to play the Tethered Express first. We can always crew it now. It doesn't have haste or anything, so I'm not going to worry about that. And then we could go after the Gear Smasher, but it just depends. Quicksmith Genius. We might have to go after one of these guys. Or we could just try to 2-for-1 our opponent and survive with the Harrier. Oh, is that worth it? Yeah, we shouldn't wait too long because this would be an obvious attack if we weren't going to do that, but that's what I'm going to go for here. There's a chance they just don't double block it. Nice. And then we can get away with the Harrier. And if they did double block it, not only do we 2-for-1 them, but we get a counter on the patrol. Alright, now they're going to start rummaging and drawing, so it gets a little more difficult, but they are spending a lot of mana to do this. They're under pressure, and they're spending 4 mana to draw 2 cards. Okay, hopefully they don't have a bounce spell here, but now it's not enough power to even kill the Express. So it's just going to be Maulfist Squad. Servo, crew this guy, and attack for 9. The Express, you can see how it's getting out of hand since they don't have an answer here. And they're taking it. They're at 6. Can't think of a card that'll deal with a 4-power creature and a huge vehicle out of red. Red or blue. Pacification Array is okay, but it's not going to be enough. And now they have to hold up the 2 mana if they even want to get that to work. Implement of Ferocity. Oh boy. So they've been discarding cards here. They've discarded 2 Emerald Gear Smashers. And they have one in play. So that'll kill you pretty quickly. It'd be a good deck for 2-headed Giant, since it does 2 damage to each opponent. It's like 4 every time you sacrifice an artifact. Alright, so they are leaving up the mana. They're leaving up the mana. To kill this guy. Not to kill it, but to tap it. So let's get rid of... I don't know. It doesn't really matter which one we get rid of. I guess the Genius, because I'm not worried about the damage here. Well, yeah, let's get rid of the Genius. It actually just doesn't matter here. They're not going to have enough mana left to do all this anyway. So this is not lethal. No, it is lethal. Yeah. Shoot. So they tap the Express and they take 6. Alright, game 3. You know, counting is always a nice thing to... nice skill for this game. How about our build? I still like it. The only other way to go would be to splash red or to switch out a color for red, but I think it's fine like this. Alright, opponent's at 7. We'll keep this. We've got some good lands. We've got both our colors. We don't want to draw any more lands, though. Drawing the second swamp is fine. And get in creature. Oh, did they choose... They missed a land drop there. This is their turn 3. They're playing their second thing. Easy attack here. Yeah. And... I don't know. I think we play Stockpile, but we don't scry off this thing. I don't want to downgrade the creature. Oh yeah, they're having a little rough time of it here. But so are we. We need to find something to do. That's something. So turn 5, maybe they hit their 3rd land drop, maybe not. They have so many cheap little cantrips that it shouldn't be too hard to find something to do, but... Right. Oh, that was good. That was a great draw. So they tap the Osprey, that's fine. We get in for 2, and we kill their guy, and we can sacrifice our patrol, because it's basically equal to a servo anyway, and put our awesome thing on top, our vehicle. So maybe we ride the train to victory this game. Or they could just concede here. Yeah, that's magic. So we squiggle on into the finals here. It'll happen to you too. So they tap down the Osprey. Take 3. Now they'll be tapping down the Express, although we will have to crew it. That's the thing. We shouldn't even crew the... Goodness. We shouldn't even crew the vehicle. We should wait until they tap down a creature in combat, then crew it with that, then we can attack. What about this thing? Top, I guess? Doesn't really matter. How is that card remotely fair for limited? The Untethered Express. Yeah, I was beaten by it in my one draft. It's pretty insane. This is my second draft, my first draft online. But yeah, Untethered Express. I think they just meant like crew 4, but it's crew 1. Yeah, good match. See you in the finals.